friends joining us. Keep your finger on the trigger.
They should be here soon.
Nothing is ever simple.
No rats for me, thanks. I'd like to have a word with whoever's in charge of maintenance around here. Right after we deal with these rats. Getting wasted. Hey, got a distraction for you. Come at it.
Here to the rescue. Sight unseen. Someone's offering medic. Let's get you healed.
All that was some kind of universal test? Hope this means we passed.
At least one of my lungs meets the open air. LaRue fell swiftly. Screamed for me to help, but if I had remained to aid her, the mission would be at its end. The mission which is now doomed regardless.
I'm afraid.
Would that he'd done her more. You there. I don't normally sanction nameless past. No Auntie's forces are permitted beyond the forward, though I've cogitated on the matter at some length. I lack answers. Only those breathing the rarefied air. By steadfastly holding the line here, we forestalled. Calamity digs its claws in deeper. I'd think Schultz obviously knew the risks and hoped he'd protect her through the minefield. Alas, I'll be Scrabble. Here, for your trouble. Livener like that comes in handy when you're in a pinch. While we appreciate you returning Scrabbles, you'll not provoke me into a course of unwise action if that's your aim. For the sake of discussion, let's say that I agree to this enterprise. That decides it. I'll make a full account of my action. Don't take too long. We stand ready to cut some final checks at the bridge. Just give the word. Forthwith, as soon as we fortify ourselves, of course. Troopers, to me. We need to prepare. Our attack is imminent. We'll pay those bastards back for Schultz. This is what we've been waiting for, troopers. What all those days and nights of trial readied us for. We're delivering death, free of charge. Forward to victory, profits, and the furtherance of Auntie's glorious enterprise. Time to fill our dance card, troopers.
With you, Commander.
You there. Keep your hands where I can see them.
Still recharging. At least nobody else is gonna be strung up.
The bridge is ours, and with nary a scratch to show for it. Thanks for your contributions to this great and honorable endeavor. For as long as we hold the bridge, safe passage is yours.
Residing within it. Converting Westport's subjects will teach us much about the Protectorate mind. How it solves problems, what it desires, how it can be swayed. I've a kit of supplies to aid you, items to cajole or to dissuade. Sabotage the town or sway the citizenry, the choice is yours. Should pose no trouble for a go-getter like you. Perhaps? The kit contains a wide variety of tools, propaganda, equipment, and more than a few confectionaries. Some items may serve as honey, swaying the naysayers to our side. Others are blunt implements, crippling infrastructure to force the refugees toward Fairfield. Slather on a bit of elbow grease and you'll certainly succeed. I'm sure there are kindred spirits in Westport. No one wholly resists Auntie. Westport represents a challenge. The challenge presented by the majority of the Protectorate. Fairfield citizenry were given ample incentive to fold, for they could see the freedom we offer firsthand. But the people of Westport are stubborn enough to risk death for their ideals and cannot be swayed by the lights of Fairfield. If I can convert them, I can convert anyone. Shh, not so loud. The hat can tell when you're questioning it. The people of Westport don't trust me. How can they? I am the enemy. I am the invader. I cannot help these people achieve salvation until I know what it is they yearn for. You are a third party. You're presumably trustworthy. I need you to act on my behalf. I say if the situation is serendipitous, so much the better. Excellent. Here's the kit. Advertisement tapes, ambidextrine assorted stimulants, free samples of Purple Berry Crunch, everything you need to wage war on the undecided mind. With that, I shall mark the locale. Begin with the Vigilant, Hogarth. Motivate him to depart, and his subjects will trot in file behind him, woolly cow-like. Now, I'm sure you've asked yourself, for a task so involved, shall the reward be worthwhile? Well, wonder no longer. For the completion of this deed, I'm prepared to offer you an exact replica of my one-of-a-kind, limited production, gentle person's Oxonian. I don't think you understand. The reserve Oxonian is functionally identical to the one I wear. If anything, the replica is likely in better state. I've grown attached to this one and would prefer not to part with it. And really, is anything truly one of a kind? Not from the universal perspective. Very well. I can see you won't be swayed. You succeed in the conversion of Westport, and I will supply you my limited production gentle person's Oxonian, if I must. Then consider yourself officially deputized in the war to further innovation and the free market. Be forewarned. I can only guess at the needs of the denizens of Westport. You must engage with them, gauge their situation. Only then can you motivate them adequately. You understand the plight of Westport. Those refugees need a beacon to light their path back to Auntie's choice. I've some faint recollections of the fuzz beneath my hat. Perhaps I saw such a name amidst my perusal of the Protectorate domicile assignment records. The record room is in this building. You have my permission to peruse at your leisure.
Vries sure has some cheek. Tumble off the wall after everything she's done.
My cover story has worked. I am safely ensconced at the Vox station, assigned to the lowly Information Input and Retrieval Department. Seems a colony so certain of its absolute control over its subjects can be less than rigorous when it comes to security. I was able to easily widen out a space behind the walls of the main control room to establish my safe room, giving me unfettered access to the communication transfer conduits. I have hacked into their system downstream from the security protocols, so I am able to infiltrate their entire system with them being none the wiser. While I have little doubt as to the success of our mission, trepidation still gnaws at me, though I cannot say why. Perhaps it is simply the normal mission commencement jitters. I thought my duties complete. Information gathered, reports filed, preparations made. I'd even created a fictitious identity and work transfer to Horizon Point Station well ahead of schedule, in order to keep anyone from tracking my movements upon commencing the mission. All that was left was the waiting. Or so I thought. Then, troubling information came to light. I've seen the numbers. I've seen the equations. While I don't understand all of it, I understand enough to know it is the truth. And I am the only one in a position to act upon it, though it means the betrayal of my team and the duty I swore to uphold. But can I? I did it. They are all dead. And I am still alive. I had not expected this. I had prepared no alibi, and so felt assured my ruse would be discovered and I'd not have to carry this burden. But the complete gullibility of the Protectorate subjects cannot be underestimated, it seems. My threadbare excuse of my grievous wounds as pitchball injuries was accepted without question. I can only keep telling myself it had to be done. Something which becomes harder by the day as the rift anomaly grows in the sky. But it was all part of the plan. Wasn't it?
I can't believe this. Void me if I understand any of this. Vries sold us out for what? Because of a few equations? Some dots and lines on a graph? Good fucking law. I mean, she wasn't a damn scientist. She said it herself. She didn't understand all of it, the math. So what was she thinking? No. No. You didn't know her. Not like I did. Like I thought I did. Damn it! I never wanted to talk about this. I wanted to just leave it alone. Told myself, no point in judging up the past. Should have known he wouldn't rest. Vries may have saved me on Triangulum, but I wasn't the only one looked up to her. Lots of the other recruits talked about her too, back at the academy. We all thought she was the pinnacle of what an agent should be. Tough, smart, ain't a job she couldn't get done. And better and faster than everyone else. Inspired all of us. Reckon so. Somewhat embarrassing how much worship we all put on her name. You put a tool in my hand, I would have built monuments to her. Figured my own career could be just that. Doing for others what she done for me. Never imagined I'd actually get to work with her. Me, some nobody from Triangulum. And then she betrayed us. Tried telling myself it was an accident, but now we've got the cold, hard proof it wasn't. Law only knows why she trusted the Order's numbers. The Order of this sin is just another sect of the Order of Scientific Inquiry. The grand plan and all that used to be part of the Protectorate before their big falling out. Believe they can predict the future or some such, but nice plan-abiding folks don't kill for the betterment of their cause. I can't believe the Order plotted our murder. But 10 years ago, I would have said the same about Vries. I mean, she always struck me as so pragmatic, real sensible-like. Never figured she'd go all in on predictions from a bunch of monks. Done some good too. Even I can admit that not everyone following the plan is a fanatic. But when those beliefs start to require hurting others, even killing them, that's worth questioning their virtue. If only Vries had shared in our good judgment, huh? Whatever her plans, she started putting them in place while stationed undercover at the Vox Relay. Our next point of order ought to be getting in there.
Perhaps. The kit contains a wide variety of tools, propaganda, equipment, and more than a few confectionaries. Some items may serve as honey, swaying the naysayers to our side. Others are blunt implements, crippling infrastructure to force the refugees toward Fairfield. Slather on a bit of elbow grease and you'll certainly succeed. I'm sure there are kindred spirits in Westport. No one wholly resists Auntie. Westport represents a challenge. The challenge presented by the majority of the Protectorate. Fairfield citizenry were given ample incentive to fold, for they could see the freedom we offer firsthand. But the people of Westport are stubborn enough to risk death for their ideals and cannot be swayed by the lights of Fairfield. If I can convert them, I can convert anyone. Shh, not so loud. The hat can tell when you're questioning it. The people of Westport don't trust me. How can they? I am the enemy. I am the invader. I cannot help these people achieve salvation until I know what it is they yearn for. You are a third party. You're presumably trustworthy. I need you to act on my behalf. I say if the situation is serendipitous, So much the better. Excellent. Here's the kit. Advertisement tapes, ambidextrine, assorted stimulants, free samples of Purple Berry Crunch, everything you need to wage war on the undecided mind. With that, I shall mark the locale. Begin with the Vigilant, Hogarth. Motivate him to depart, and his subjects will trot in file behind him, woolly cow-like. Now, I'm sure you've asked yourself, for a task so involved, shall the reward be worthwhile? Well, wonder no longer. For the completion of this deed, I'm prepared to offer you an exact replica of my one-of-a-kind, limited production, gentle person's Oxonian. Of course, I'll be happy to pay you as well, but I was under the impression that good looks were priceless. Then consider yourself officially deputized in the war to further innovation and the free market. Be forewarned. I can only guess at the needs of the denizens of Westport. You must engage with them, gauge their situation. Only then can you motivate them adequately.
Gray gone astray? Book a stay today. Are you mentally refreshed?
You have the gratitude of everybody in Westport. Especially...
Exciting news! The Vigilant sent that outsider who had bottomless parts for us.
Outsider?
Indoctrinatory falsity.
You have your orders. The Vox relay awaits. Do remember what I asked of you.
Prosperity, disdain our sense of community. They sneer at our contentment.
Nobody needs go anywhere. Not when we can still save Westport. We of the Protectorate endure as one, regardless of any hardships we must face. It'd have to be catastrophically obvious this place was doomed, and incontrovertibly beyond my means to save it, before I'd even consider such a recourse.
Throughout history, human societies were constantly out of balance. Individualism ran rampant. Depletion...
When I look outside, I see people who are hardy and resilient, who trust the paradigm, who understand prosperity will return with time and group effort. I have the aid of key pillars of our community, several persons of note and good character who stand with and by me, and our town still functions. Our automechs are still running, mostly. We have a generator to power them, fresh water, the reassuring voice of everyone's neighbor Prudence wafts from our loudspeakers. But I know you've got more to do than listen to me natter on about the state of Westport. The Vox relay's your main concern now. Farewell now.
Rightly appreciate it all.
Outsider?
The atmosphere and
natural resources represent a fascinatingly complex ecological network. To govern it, the matriarch, working with and through the sovereign, devised the paradigm, a meticulously designed marvel where, if each of our part produces glorious. The system is resilient. The system abides. But now...
Exciting news! The Vigilant sent that outsider to collect automatic parts.
You have the gratitude of everybody in Westport. Especially me.
Informing on your neighbors, same as ever. But prudence dictates we give it a little extra added zeal for now, just to offset any minor disruption.
Exciting news! The Vigilant sent that outsider to collect automatic parts for us. Just returned.
It's not just a good idea, it's the one.
Everyone knows the paradigm epitomizes the pinnacle of social order. Why? Because the matriarch herself designed it.
Hey there, go-getter. Why, hello again. Any new business to discuss involving secret sympathies and sugary spoils?
Individualism ran rampant. Depletion of resources and lack of community led to terrible suffering. Poor dears didn't have the firm, benevolent hand of the sovereign to guide them. Here on Eden, we all enjoy the full luxury the paradigm affords us. A perfect life of contentment and plenty. We have community, purpose, time for recreation. We sleep well at night. Work isn't strenuous or stressful. Food is nutritious and plentiful. We have everything we need. Prudence dictates we take a moment to rightly appreciate it all and thank the sovereign.
You are the raw material for perfection. From the lowliest subject to the most exalted vigilant, we must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate. We're all in this together.
The matriarch chose Eden.
Really? What was he like? Bold, assertive, with a wildly obstreperous theatrical air?
The pleasant atmosphere and rich natural resources represent...
An audacious proposal. Yet this place, despite its recent humidity, remains comfortable and familiar.
Devised the paradigm, a meticulously designed marvel where, if each of us does
With a full case, I might gorge upon such sweet goodness morning, noon, and night. All right, hand it over. Oh, but what would Vigilant Hogarth say? What would everyone say? I can scarcely imagine it. Abandoning my community only to satisfy my gastronomical urges and risk-taking attitude. No, I couldn't leave unless Hogarth ordered everyone to go.
The system abides, but now, more than ever, we must all do our part to maintain it. Keep doing your job with pride. Keep informing on your neighbors. Same as ever.
I'd say so, but I'm not some highly skilled subversive type or some such. You are. I'm certain you can find a way, somehow. As a recent convertee to Auntie's choice, I'd be honored to share my maverick, individualist perspective. Well, I can tell you someone who thinks he's important. Pinckney. Ever since he became interim chief mechanist, he's been crying day and night about that generator. If anything happens to that thing, I worry for his mind.
All inhabitants are declared...
Of course.
Insufficiency in defense against seizure, sabotage, and/or manipulative indoctrination.
You have the gratitude of... Why, hello. Whatever can I do you for?
Our enemies envy our prosperity, disdain our sense of community.
I assume those are approved protectorate announcements, correct? With everyone's neighbor prudence and the like? I mean, sorry. Of course they are. Loudspeaker control terminal is in the proclamation station, a few structures over. One with the antenna. I suspect they go there. Even if I did ever fall prey to such treacherous whimsy, you think I'd be fool-headed enough to admit it to a stranger? Look like I've been kicked by an automech or something? I mean, void damn. Vigilant Hogarth's still here. No matter how bad it gets, keeps us going. Keeps us right. Folks like him prove the paradigm is aligned with the Architect's plan. Just gotta trust the rightful guidance of the Vigilance and the Sovereign.
And plenty. We have community, purpose, time for recreation. We sleep well.
Think I care more about remuneration than helping my neighbor? Nah, I'd rather live in an honest-to-goodness community than be surrounded by them individualist backstabbers. Sure feel sorry for them. Maybe someday after we, well, utterly crush their forces and disprove their bent philosophy, we can show them all a right, better way to live. Outsider.
Perfection. From the lowliest subject to the most exalted vigilant, we must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate. We're all in this together.
The matriarch chose Edith because she recognized...
You have the gratitude of... Why, hello. Whatever can I do you for?
The pleasant atmosphere and rich natural resources represent...
Our enemies envy our prosperity, disdain our sense of community. They sneer at our contentment.
Hello again. Have you spoken to Vigilant Hogarth yet? Did he give permission for me to leave?
The paradigm epitomizes the pinnacle of social order.
Ah, I see.
Because the matriarch herself designed it, and the sovereign embodied... executes on it through...
You have the gratitude of everybody in... Why, hello. Whatever can I do you for? I assume those are approved protectorate announcements. Loudspeaker control terminal is in the proclamation station, a few structures over. Even if I mean, folks like him prove the paradigm is aligned with the Architect's plan. Funny. I reckon that's more true of them over in Fairfield. They love their substandard comestibles and lack of... Sure feel sorry for them. Maybe someday after we, well, utterly crush their forces and disprove their bent philosophy. You don't say. Huh. So it's only here with our, perfect society that it works our way. How, fortunate for us all to benefit from such judicious guidance. That's a right intriguing proposition. I do wonder what it's like to have a choice about things. If it weren't for Vigilant Hogarth, I do believe I'd scupper off to... well, you know where. Yeah. You convince him, I'm in. But I owe him enough I wouldn't abandon him for nothing.
The matriarch chose Eden because she... it as the perfect ecosystem. The native flora and fauna, the pleasant atmosphere. Fascinatingly complex ecological network.
I inhaled so much dust and debris. It still hurts to breathe.
The paradigm, a meticulously designed...
I was sad for a moment because my house got submerged in the flooding.
But now, more than ever, we must all do our part to maintain it. Keep doing your job with pride. Keep informing on your neighbors. Same as ever. But prudence dictates we give it a little extra.
Exciting news! The Vigilant sent that outsider to collect automatic parts for us.
Fairfield, here we come. I mean, once the Vigilant says so.
You're the one who found those Automech parts, right? Really appreciate it.
Are you mentally refreshed?
Prudence dictates that we watch our neighbor. Our neighbors. I may just invite him over.
We are bound to inform you that you have entered a recreant locality. Record
Hello again. Have you spoken to Vid? Of course.
Declared treasonous due to insufficient zeal in defense against seizure, sabotage, and manipulative invasion.
Stranger? Hello again. Here to help? Or... alright. Hello again. Here to help? Or just being friendly? Oh, no thank you. Not looking for anything that does more harm than good. I have enough ailments to manage already. From what I've heard about Auntie's medicaments, might poison a patient or cause them to grow an extra head or something. Never know what they're testing out on you.
My extra parts aren't side effects. That's your implication. And anyhow, I should think some minor side effects would be preferable to dying.
Honestly? Well, I'm a reasonable judge of character, and you seem upright. On behalf of my patients and I, Thank you. We're all grateful. Guess outsiders aren't all just base individualists like they say on the wireless. Barring this being some tricky sales strategy, that is. This is a good start, but I fear it won't last long. Wouldn't happen to know a reliable means to procure more, would you? They'd sell to us? Those medicaments you gave us before? No, never. You must think me easily hoodwinked. Our societies are sworn enemies. You almost make that sound reasonable, under a highly skewed, morally vacuous light. Not seeing a wealth of options here at present. I can watch my patients die, then face execution, or we can resettle elsewhere and remain alive. I lean toward the latter. The abandoned section of Westport ought to have some supplies. Should be enough medicaments down there to help our injured survive the trip to Fairfield. It's perilous, though. Well now, that should do nicely. Thank you. Hope those Crabbles didn't give you too much trouble. I recognize these patients require more care than I'm able to provide here. Seems like in Fairfield, I can get them the help they require. The one last additional thing we'll need is for Vigilant Hogarth to agree to it. It's less a concern about disloyalty and more my respect for his abilities. He's a skilled leader, and we could sorely use his aid, from coordinating logistics to keeping up morale. I'll surely have my hands full with my patients. His presence on the journey would save lives. See you when I see you. You've returned.
Outsider, you have your orders. The Vox relay awaits. Do remember what I asked of you.
Envy our prosperity, disdain our sense of community.
What utter nonsense. How can you say that? Now, when I have automech parts in hand. No, your timing is absurd. Your wit, witless. Do tend to differ. Seems to me we're persevering. Demonstrating a mixture of aplomb, grit, and tenacity even. Last I checked, our infrastructure is still plugging away, and our people are too.
Individualism ran rampant. Depletion of resources and lack of community.
But it's not everyone, is it? I'm sure it's not. The majority of my subjects are steadfastly loyal, resolute, right as rain.
We all enjoy the full luxury the paradigm affords us. A perfect life of contentment.
Things are fine. Everyone's fine. They deserve better. Huh. They do, don't they? I've tried to tell myself it's better to die a subject of the Great Protectorate than live a life driven by freedom, but you may be right. Regardless, now that we're all traitors, they really don't need my permission, but if they want it, they shall have it. My former subjects are free to live an empty life with Auntie's choice. I'll make an announcement. Order them to depart for Fairfield. But I will be staying. Should I? Haven't I failed them enough for one lifetime? No. I will stay here and loyally await the judgment I richly deserve.
Flora and fauna, the pleasant atmosphere, and rich rich natural resources represent a fascinatingly complex ecological network. To govern it, the matriarch working with and through the sovereign devised...
My former subjects jumped at the chance to abandon Westport. They don't need me.
If each of us does our part, produces glorious bounty for all. Naturally, sometimes challenges do arise.
I suppose my duty to my people remains, whether here or in Fairfield. All right. I'll go. Unsure how I'll endure such an empty existence. Perhaps, if I offer my old subjects periodic advice, our sense of community may somehow, despite the wiles of commercialism, remain. All right, then. Suppose it's time to make my announcement.
Doing your job with pride. Keep informing on your neighbor.
I've been bartering with defectors. Traded one force for a whole
A lot of fresh blood in the talent pool around here.
You've lifted my spirits right out of their doldrums. Our new guests have just arrived. Here, a considerable reward for your considerable efforts. Had anyone asked, I would have bet a year's pay against your capturing the hearts and minds of the denizens of Westport, and it seems I would have been out a great deal of bits. I've two minds about the convertees. Anyone with eyes can see they need guidance, but a pernicious system is not easily abandoned. Have you any thoughts? Trust will take time to build, time and patience. But that is an investment I am ready to make. You've given me a great deal to think about. I am in your debt. I cannot overstate what a capital compatriot you've been, my friend. Now be off. I've many refugees to see to. It was indeed. And I suppose you still wish to get into the Vox relay. Though I have no inkling of how one may enter it, I know someone who might. Speak with Vigilant Hogarth in the building beside the saloon. He was in charge around here before we arrived. I have no doubt he knows vital information to the Vox's functioning. Now, should you ever find yourself visiting the ACS Undisputed Claim, do come see me. I've no doubt that when we next meet, I'll have risen 6 ranks, at least. Farewell!
Well, if it ain't DB Milverstreet's newest sycophant. I'm Officer Babylon Carr, and you can consider that introduction the start and end. If you'd spoken with me like I suggested, mayhaps the two of us could bandy words, but...
Hey there, go-getter.
You can't spell heinous ascetic without Auntie's choice.
So many rumors flying around about the rifts. Lab coats can't figure them out. Oh, you say that about everything. You can be honest. Tell me how you really.
Emmeline will be pleased not to have to worry about her fruits and such going missing anymore.
Knew you'd be back. What do you need this time? As a friend.